of their religion, their culture, everything has been granted guaranteed protection by this document. And the first time in the history of mankind, I am talking of Article 16 of Charter of Medina, the Constitution of Medina, Article 16. It is in my book. I have given the Arabic text, then English version, and then Urdu version, and the constitutional headings. Holy Prophet said that if there would be any person committing an act of injustice, an act of tyranny, an act of mischief, an act of aggression, an act of terrorism, there should be a collective resistance from the society against every terrorist. This was an article of the Constitution of Medina. I am talking of referring Article 16. Then Holy Prophet ﷺ said that this Constitution guarantees equal right to right, and this is a divine protection for all Muslims and non-Muslims equal. Then Holy Prophet ﷺ, he stated that all non-Muslims, and particularly the Jews and other non-Muslims, their right to protection of life is equal to the right to protection of right of Muslims. There is no discrimination between Muslims and non-Muslims as far as the fundamental rights are concerned. Then Article 30 of Constitution of Medina, Holy Prophet said that guarantee of freedom of religion is being granted both the Muslims and non-Muslims and all the Jews equal basis, on equal basis. Then he said the equality of right is granted to all constituent elements of this document. Then Holy Prophet ﷺ said, through this constitution, any act of aggression, any act of killing, and any act of terrorism is being declared as a crime in the state of Islam, in state of Medina. And this Yathrib, the city of Medina, has been declared haram. There can be no killing and no aggression in this city. And Holy Prophet said that everybody is responsible to protect the peace in Article 55. And then Holy Prophet said that all people, Muslims and non-Muslims, they would be enjoying the equal status according to this constitution. And he said the state is responsible to provide protection and security to each and every individual, irrespective of their religion, race and culture. I have given some glimpses of the Constitution of Medina given by Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So on the one hand, Western world is becoming aware of all these constitutional concepts, all these democratic concepts, now 1 or 2 centuries before, whereas all these concepts which were being declared by the Declaration of Human Rights of UNO, they were granted positively and expressly by Prophet Muhammad, Prophet of Islam, 15 centuries before. I would like to emphasize 2 important things in this connection. One, women rights, and one, relations with the non-Muslims. When we talk of women rights, when we talk of gender indiscrimination, talk of gender and sex, it is stated as if Islam believes in discrimination and Islam neglects the rights of women. This is totally a false accusation. And unfortunately, the model given by Taliban, which was never the model of Islam given by Prophet Muhammad in Medina, the model propagated by Usama and his followers, is never the model of Islam given by Prophet Muhammad in the state of Medina. And Prophet of Islam and model of Islam preached in Quran and the Sunnah of Prophet. Unfortunately, but the Western world unfortunately takes their declarations as if they talk of Islam. No, they are talking of their own vision, of their own version. It may be Osama's and Taliban's version, but it cannot be taken as the version of Quran. It cannot be taken as the vision of Islam and Quran given by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I have no hesitation in saying these words. Islam believes in indiscrimination of sex and gender and race and color and religion and culture in all fundamental human rights. Again, I would like to compare this study with the Western development and then coming to what Prophet Muhammad gave to the humankind. Let me explain that in the Western world, when did the women achieve the status of legal person? Legal person. I am quoting Cotterell, The Sociology of Law, 2nd edition, Butterworth, London, 1992, page 123 and 124. The concept of legal person, let me explain the legal concept. What does legal person mean? The concept of legal person or legal subject defines who or what the law will recognize as a being capable of having rights and duties. The one who possesses legal rights and duties is known to be the legal person. I would like to explain that this position, that when the women were given the status of legal person in the Western world, it would be a very interesting study. Just concentrate on few things. The concept of the Western world. In Britain, the women, they started their struggle to achieve the status of legal person and to achieve the right to vote. They started their struggle in 1897, when National Union of Women's Suffrage came into existence. And then in 1903, about 100 years before, just this century, 100 years before, Women's Social and Political Union came into existence. And then in 1918, House of Commons, they passed the resolution, the bill, where women were granted the legal status and right to vote. And the voting ratio was 385 in favor of women and 55 still against women. So Representation of People Act was passed in 1918, just 90 years before. In Britain, the women got the right to vote 90 years before. And still through this act, this right was given only to the ladies 30 years old, not younger than those. Whereas the males, they were given they had the right to vote in the age of 21. And the army men people, they had right to vote when they were 19. But women were given in 30 years of their age. After that, the development took place up till now. Now coming to USA, the American Declaration of Independence, which took place in 1776, had no concept of women's right. Women were not a legal person up till that time. Richard N. Current, he writes in his book American History, a Survey, 7th edition, New York, 1987, page 122. He writes, in colonial society, a married woman had virtually no rights at all. The revolution did little to change this.